All right, guys, so thank you for joining me with another video in the Let's Get It Right series. So we're going to talk about introductions today. Here's the beauty of introductions. When you're writing an essay, it doesn't matter what type of essay you're writing, your introductions will have the same setup, okay? So let's go into understanding the introductions of an essay. So basically, your introduction will introduce your materials in a general way. Now, what I mean when I say general is a common way. It's common to all people. For example, a generalized statement would be something like, most people buy their food from a grocery store. Well, I didn't specify what food and I didn't specify what grocery store, did I? No, it's a generalized statement. It's like a blanket statement. Then we move from your generalized statement and then we move to a specific thesis. So the difference between generalized and specific, generalized is common to all people. Specific is not. You have to name it and you have to give, information that's pertaining to that particular thing. All right. So then you heard me say thesis, right? So thesis is simply your opinion that you will prove. Thesis is your opinion that you will prove. Another way of thinking of a thesis is a tour guide. It's your tour guide. Your thesis will tell me what I am going to read about. Okay? Now, you don't add any details in the introduction with your thesis. You only tell me your attention grabber. You're going to give me some information, and we call those info adding sentences. And then you're going to give me a pivot sentence, and then you're going to give me a setup sentence in your thesis. So let's talk about your attention grabber. Well, your attention grabber is basically the first sentence of your introductory paragraph, and you want to draw me into your paper. Think about your attention grabber as the graphics on a brochure. Okay? It's going to pull me in. It's going to have me say, let me pick this brochure up and read it. It needs to be general, and you're going to introduce the topic of the thesis without referring to your thesis. So, for example, if you guys are writing about grocery stores, your thesis, your attention grabber would be what we just said. Most people buy their groceries from a grocery store. Or you can define, so I'm giving you some tips to the right. You can define a grocery store. You could talk to me about what a grocery store does for most people. Or you can begin with a fact about grocery stores. Or you can give me a contradiction, and contradiction means opposite. So if your paper is going to talk about Kroger and Whole Foods and their organic section and how it is helping people save money, a contradicting point will be how grocery stores rob people and not help people, by charging them higher prices or something to that effect. Now you're adding information in your pivot sentences. So you have first sentence, attention grabber. Second sentence, you're going to give me more information about your grabber. So you're going to talk to me about the topic that you spoke about in your attention grabber. Okay? And then your third sentence is where you shift. You're going to take a turn towards your thesis. Your thesis is what? Very, very good. It is the tour guide of your paper. It is the point that you are trying to prove. So you're going to give me a hint about your thesis. Okay? Then your fourth sentence is what I call your lead-in sentence. This is where your background information comes in. If you've been working on your summaries, this should be easy for you because it's going to directly connect your thesis. It's going to connect the topic and your attention grabber. You're going to introduce your authors. You're going to introduce their central idea. You're going to provide just a little bit of information, background information regarding your authors and their the points that they're making. So if you're using Soapstone, you want to use Soapstone to pull your information. This would be the information about the speaker. This would be the information about the occasion. Just give me snippets, just a little bit. I don't need 3, 4, 5 sentences right here, okay? And then your final sentence, your last sentence, will simply be your thesis statement that you wrote. Now, remember in the first video, I told you that your thesis statement is simply the answer to the prompt. If you turn the prompt into a question and you answer it, this will be your thesis statement. So everything written so far is going to lead up to your thesis statement. Everything that you wrote, the first sentence, second sentence, third sentence, fourth, fifth sentence, sixth sentence, is going to lead up to that last sentence, which will be your thesis statement. Which will be your thesis statement. So if you have any questions, first I want you to stop, rewind the video, listen, and then jot down your questions. And then we can talk about them in class today. So let's talk a little bit about your conclusion. Well, Ms. Bond, you skip over body. No, I didn't, sweeties. Your introduction and your conclusion are kind of one and the same. So that's why I want to talk to you all about the conclusion. So the conclusion is basically an inverted introduction. Your first sentence and your concluding paragraph will simply be a restatement of your thesis statement. It's a restatement of your thesis. What do I mean when I say restate? Very good, very good. It is where you're going to say your thesis in another way. You're going to remind your readers what you have set out to prove. You're going to remind us how you have done it without using the exact same words, of course. You're going to give us information such as what your essay revealed about your text. Okay? You're going to think about it in terms of who cares and so what. So, again, if your thesis statement is Kroger and Walmart are the top leading grocery store chains in the country to provide customers with quality organic food, low prices, and good customer service. So what? Why should I care about the low prices? Why should I care about the good customer service? So what? Why should I care about that? That's where you do a lot of your matter right here. Okay, so if you're looking at your say mean matter chart, go to your matter and think about, okay, so why should we care about what you said? All right, and then here's something that I want you also to do. I want you to end it with a sentence that I call, "We are the world." It's a final sentence, and it leaves your essay with an impactful tone. And when I say impactful, I mean something that will blow my mind. And that got to come from you. Okay? What are the implications of your sentences? What are the assumptions that we can make from your whole paper? Okay? Alrighty. So we're going to stop right here and then join me for the next video.